this is Rick. Welcome to Warriors Respite. I am a social worker and veteran. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Rumble, Instagram, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and anywhere you get your podcasts. Today we're going to talk about communication and relationships. Now, relationships and bad communication tend to happen a lot. That seems to be where I get most of my patients at. The biggest thing I see is there are two people in a relationship. Conversations tend to start out with an argument, and one person tends to get aggressive and loud and degrading, and the other person tends to start shutting down and stonewalling and stop talking. So here's what's usually happening. The person who's yelling and degrading, they're bringing their trauma into the situation. There's fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. That person is fighting. They are looking to be happy. You have made me angry, and I want you to satisfy me. I want you to make me happy. You are responsible for my happiness now. Do something to make me happy. Why aren't you making me happy? I am still angry. Why aren't you talking to me? I am angry. And then the other person, they are stonewall. They are freezing. Whether they got their trauma from this relationship and past fights or from when they were a kid, their thought process is, if I keep talking, I will make the situation worse. Their thought process is, I just want this situation to go away because this is stressing me out. Their thought process is, this is not worth the stress it is causing. The thing is, both people are wrong in the situation, but the thing is, both people are reacting in a situation. They are both responsible for how they are reacting. They are both in the wrong in different ways. But also, the biggest reason they are responsible for how they're acting is because they've chosen to be in this situation. When it comes to marriage and relationship, you have chosen to be married or be partnered with that person. So you can in no way be mad, and you can't avoid that person because you've chosen to be in that relationship. Because you've chosen to be there, you can't traumatize that other person. You've chosen to be there. So where do you get off traumatizing the other person? That's a good question, and you need to ask yourself that. And so we tend to victimize ourselves and trying to say, yeah, but they're doing this to me. Yeah, but you're doing that to them. And you're not making anything better. And that goes for both of you. It starts with the yelling and degrading. It really does. Like, you can't yell and degrade. That's first and foremost. Like, nothing's getting resolved if you're yelling and degrading. You're pushing the person deeper into their hole. Like, they're not going to react because you're traumatizing them. You're making them want to avoid even more. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They do not want to be in this situation anymore. They do not want to talk to you. They want to avoid because, again, the situation's going to get worse if they talk. Because when I was a kid and I used to get yelled at or hit or something like that, I had to be quiet because if I talked, it would just make the situation worse. Yes, you're asking for satisfaction now, but like there's no indication that if I said anything that you wouldn't get even madder. Just because you say you wouldn't doesn't mean you wouldn't. So that's something to think about. So we got to look at this, right? You have to resolve the situation, but first we have to come to a compromise to ask ourselves, is the situation resolvable or am I just looking to be happy? Because sometimes the situation isn't resolvable. We're just waiting for the other person to say something to make me feel better. And it's not the other person's responsibility to make you feel better. It's never anybody else's responsibility to make you feel better. It might be their fault you're not feeling well, but it's not their responsibility for it. It's your responsibility, no matter what. No matter what, it's not their responsibility to make you feel better. But if it's resolvable, let's get it resolved. But you can't resolve it by avoiding it, and you can't resolve it by arguing, yelling, and degrading. It's just not going to work. So you have to lay down some ground rules. No degrading, no yelling, take turns. If it gets heated, take a time out. Take a time out. But learn to empathize with each other. Learn to express each other's feelings and see from each other's point of view, because usually we're just like, I'm only seeing from my point of view, and we don't look at each other's point of view. Because it's not about you and it's not about me, it's about both of us. How do both of us get what we need in this situation? Do we think about that? Or am I just thinking about me? And we got to learn to listen. We got to learn to listen. We got to learn to talk. We got to learn how to express how we feel. And we got to learn how to do that respectfully. And we got to learn to take a time out, because we cannot think when we're angry. It's just impossible. You're not thinking when you're angry. Thanks for watching. Please check out more. Stay mangled and strangled in peace. Follow me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Apple, Amazon, Rumble, everywhere you get your podcast. Peace out.